Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. Welcome to the Jackery Show. Guys, we do have Fernando in chat. If you guys have questions or if you guys need the code passed along to you, Fernando will be your guy or I will post it for you. Now, we have a bunch of amazing deals. It is, of course, Martin Luther King Day. It was also Inauguration Day, guys, so we understand all of that. But we also have that 5% banner over there. That 5% banner is going to get you guys $1,000 purchase with 5% off of that 1,000 or over, which is great. So, guys, anything over $1,000 of Jackery products, you guys can use that 5% code. Save yourself 5% off. Now, below that, you're going to see the Jackery E500 for sale as well. You're also going to see the 3000 Pro and two 200-watt solar panels. You're also going to see, I believe, the 2000 V2 by itself for like $9.99. And then you're going to see the 2000 V2 and solar panel kit for, I think, a little over $15.99, I think it is, or something like that. So phenomenal price points. Now, the 3000 Pro is going to be like $21.99, I believe is your price point with that. But then we also have $349 for your 500. Great, amazing prices on some of these products, and we're going to get into these. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to show you guys a bunch of cool stuff. Now, I believe I have my lighting issues fixed from the last show, so if you guys saw that lighting issue, I believe it's corrected. Now, there may be a slight microphone issue. Hopefully not. Hopefully I corrected that too. So now we're going to start this off. We're going to showcase, guys, the 2000 V2. Now, I'm going to move cameras, and we're not talking about that big bad boy right there that you guys see all lit up. We're going to move over to the table. Now, the table is fully stacked and fully supplied with a bunch of amazing products. We're going to start off down here in the corner with the 2000 V2, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring you on down and in there to see this bad boy in all of its glory. Now, this is actually an amazing little station. It's like a beautiful price point, honestly. For a 2000 V2 at $1,199, that's a phenomenal price point by itself. But remember, there's a $200 clippable coupon on Amazon, so that's going to bring you down to $999. Now, this is 2,042 watt-hours of power in a 39-pound package. At 39 pounds, that is actually, it weighs a little bit, but not too much, guys. Let's be honest. At 39 pounds, you should still be able to move it from your motorhome to your house, from your house to your shed, maybe your house to your cabin, or take it camping, maybe throw it in your RV, maybe throw it in your toy hauler. It can be done with it. At 39 pounds, a lot of people should be able to carry it. I do know it weighs a little bit, but, you know, at 39 pounds, it's very acceptable to be carried. Now, this is cool because it's made with a newer technology called CTB, or cell-to-body technology. Now, cell-to-body technology is literally, if you guys have ever seen a honeycomb or a beehive, the bee cells, that's what it's going to kind of look like inside the housing of this device. Now, each one of those round cells is going to hold a lithium LiFePO4 cell. Now, that LiFePO4 cell is your lithium battery. Now, by doing that design or styling of this, that means the housing is smaller than some of the others in the same class range, which is kind of cool. Now, not only did it do that, but it also helped with the actual design period or manufacturing period of this device. It actually shrunk the time that it takes to actually need to be created or built because it's a little bit less time because it takes less to build than, let's say, the original 3-phase battery style of creation, which is kind of cool. Sheila, hello. Phil, thank you for posting that, buddy. So that's where it's kind of cool with this. Now, it's also created with, of course, Charge Shield 2.0. Now, Charge Shield 2.0 is a very cool charge rate that's going to allow you to charge this in super emergency charge mode in about an hour's time. Your standard fast charging on a wall plug with this device is approximately 2 hours. So if you guys really need it in a time of need, maybe you guys got hit with that snowstorm, maybe you guys are going to get hit with something else, and you need it charged quick. 1 hour charge time, guys, plugged in, fully charged, you're good to go, and it's running. The device is approximately 13 inches wide by about 10 inches deep by 11 inches tall. That's not that large. I mean, literally, it's the size of a little ice chest that you would take to the beach on a beach trip, right? Now, it's got 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 2,200 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 4,400 for you. So that's like saying, oh, Sheila really wants to turn on her TV, her portable heater, and maybe a few other things. She can do that because it's got the power through those 3 AC outlets. You have a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug above there. You also have a flashlight that does multiple modes. Now, like most of the devices Jackery's actually doing, is they're creating an app that can actually run all of these devices, which I kudos to Jackery for doing that. Now, with it, of course, we can hit low light settings. We can hit, of course, highlight settings, or we can do SOS pattern with this. Trevor, what's up? How are you doing, buddy? Now, we also have, of course, the screen that we can turn on and on. Hello, Horatio. So you guys can turn on the screen by the app as well, or turn it off by the app. So you have full access with this. Now, the app is actually going to allow you to see the battery percentage. It's also going to allow you to see, of course, the temperature. And that is where you guys are going to change and turn on super emergency charge mode. So if you guys need to do that, it's in the app. Fully free, fully accessible to anybody with Android or iOS phones. So your Apple phones or, let's say your Android phones can get this. It's a free app. Will work with 90% of their stations unless you have some of the originals like the original 300, the 500, and the 1000. So that's going to be kind of your downfall with a few of those. And that's why they're updating a lot of this. Now with this, you have two USB-C ports. One's a 100-watt port, one's a 30-watt port. We actually have the 100-watt port in action tonight, plugged in, running some lights. Don't need the full 100 watts through it. Let's be honest, it's a 7-watt light bulb that I'm using, but I threw it in the 100-watt plug anyways. Below that is an 18-watt USB-A port. Now, with this device, you guys can run multiple pieces without a problem. Now, you guys could run, let's say, a window AC. You guys could run a shop vac, your house refrigerator, tea kettles, microwaves if you really wanted to. 50-watt laptop should be able to run about 34 hours. 34 hours with a 50-watt laptop. 100-watt refrigerator. That's like your smaller portable refrigerators. About 17 hours. So that would be question. They withstand 0 degree temperature? That's a good question, Trevor. 0 degrees temperatures. So they are created to minus, I believe it's like -4 degrees on most of these. But with the 2000 V2 that we're showing here, Trevor, Jackery actually created a carrying bag that plugs in and heats up. So they did create a carrying bag for that. Now, do I recommend always leaving them in 0 degree weather? No. I mean, it's a battery. Let's just go there. Now, can it handle the 0 degree weather? Sure. The difference with that being is condensation from the cold temperature, or let's say the battery will drain. Like most batteries, even your car battery, if you have it out in sub-zero temperature, your battery will drain. That's like, oh, I went outside, couldn't start my car because it was -4 degrees and the wind chill was -32. It will happen. Same with these kind of things. And that's why they created the nice little bag for this, which is kind of cool. I would love to have the bag to show you guys how it works, because it literally, the station sits inside it and then it plugs in through the USB-C port and it heats the device up. Amazing little carrying bag that they created for that. But yeah, you can run it in certain sub temperatures. Do I recommend throwing it in -0 degrees? I mean, no, but you could do it. It's one of those things, Trevor. So, hey, thanks, Phil. Actually, Phil, some of those actually changed on the temperatures. So some of them have changed with certain ones of these. So, but yeah, that kind of like what Phil just posted. That's kind of your in general things with this. So it's kind of cool. Now, some other cool things is, guys, you could run 1150 watt window AC off of this for approximately 2 hours if you really wanted to. About 60 cell phone charges, and a little bit more of those. Yeah. So yeah, like those are for this. Yeah, appreciate it, Phil. I do appreciate you posting that. Julie, thank you for the follow. Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had it out in sub-degree weather. Do I recommend leaving it out there for multiple days? Probably not. Like most of your electronics with batteries, do you really want them left out in sub-degree weather that's not protected? It's just my thought on it. At $1,199, guys, this is a phenomenal product that's going to do well. Now, not only is there that one, but we also have it with multiple solar panels. So you guys can get it with, of course, the two 200-watt solar panels for like $15.99. Now, there's more things that you guys could run off of this without a problem, and we're going to kind of go into that. So if you guys want the station by itself, you can do that, or if you guys want it with, of course, like the two 200-watt solar panels, definitely check that out. If you had 6 of those solar panels, guys, about 2.25 hours is going to be your charge time, which is very, very decently well done. Now, running other devices, guys, it will range widely. You could do a 200-watt desktop PC for like 12 hours. 3 hours with a 520-watt refrigerator, 2 hours with 1150-watt window AC. If you guys really want to, though, 45 drone batteries, 5 hours with some other stuff. Can you tune inside? Yes. Oh, most definitely. You can actually definitely use it to run your camper stuff. That's not a problem. Definitely, you can run an air conditioner. You can do 1150-watt window AC off of this. It's going to be about 2 hours. That's going to be your runtime on a larger one. So that's what it's going to be. Goal Zero solar panel, I'm not really sure. As long as you probably have the DC adapter, possibly. Fernando might be actually able to answer that a little bit more, Sandra, about the plugs and cabling with that. I do recommend the Jackery solar panels. I do know some people that do run other panels besides Jackery on these stations. You just need to make sure the polarity of the plugs are correct, and it adapts down to whatever plug adaptation it is. Because this one uses, I think it's the 80-20 adapter plug. So if I could actually kind of flip it around. Let me kind of show you. Hopefully you can kind of see this right here. So you do have two 80-20 adapter plugs on the side of this, which will allow you for multiple solar panels. So that's going to be kind of what you will need to do with that. Yeah, so like he said, it's pretty much you could do Jackery. I do know a couple people that have swapped out the plugs. But I recommend the Jackery because you're going to be more safer with that because it is geared towards these stations. 200 panels are great. The 500 would work great. The 100-watt panels are also amazing as well. Thank you, Fernando. Let's put that back. Now, some other things, guys, like if you wanted to, let's say movie night out back. You guys want to do a movie night out back in the summer? You guys could plug in a movie projector, run it for over 14 hours with this without a problem, while also having an inflatable screen, your Bluetooth speakers, and everything else with that. And that's actually kind of cool. So that's actually a beautifully well done kind of pieces with this. It's got a wide range of varieties. Now, I believe some of your RV ACs are going to be like, I think those are around 800 watts to 1,000 watts. So let's say you got a 1,000-watt AC. It's going to be about 2.5 hours. Your 800-watt window AC should be able, or not window AC, but ceiling AC should run for a longer period of time with that. 2000 V2 by itself, guys, $11.99. $999 is your final price tag with that. If you want the 2000 V2 with the two 200-watt solar panels, $1,600 is your price tag. That's a phenomenal price tag, and it comes with the solar panels, so you're good. Jeff, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Any more questions about the 2000 V2s? No other questions. So we're going to actually bounce up onto the top of the table. We're going to talk about the 3000 Pro kit. Now, 3000 Pro is a phenomenal station. It is a larger station. Now, this larger station is acceptable and capable of being plugged into a manual transfer station that Jackery created for this. And it will plug in through, I believe it's the NEMA plug on the front with that, and it'll adapt over, which is kind of cool with that. Now, the 3000 Pro is a phenomenal product, but it does weigh about 64 pounds. Now, at 64 pounds, they said, hey, let's make sure that they're okay and they can wheel it around. So they added two large 3-inch wheels on the side with polyurethane housing on it that allow you to roll across, of course, carpet, concrete, grass, dirt, some sand. That's like hard packed sand, soft sand. It kind of sinks. I've tested that. If you ever walked in really soft sand, you know you sink in it. So imagine dragging 64 pounds behind you. It's going to drag through it. Now, they did add an aluminum telescopic handle that can fold down into the housing, which is still amazingly well done with this. It's a phenomenal thing that they added that. Now, with this, it's about 3,024 watt hours of power. At 3,024 watt hours of power, it's going to take approximately 2.5, I think it's 2.5 hours on a wall plug, 3.5 hours if you had, say, 6 of the 200 watt panels. Now, it's coming with 2 of these panels, so you're only going to need 4 more to actually have that 3.5 hour charge rate without using a wall plug, which is great. Now, with the device, you have, of course, 2 USB-C ports. Those USB-C ports are 100 watt ports, so you guys can charge your more power-hungry devices like your MacBooks and stuff. You also have 2 USB-A ports above that with 18 watts of max charging capability for your standard lower power draw stuff like your lights, your smaller phones, maybe your tablets and stuff like that. Still do phenomenally well at 18 watts. It charges decent. Above it is a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, and on the opposite side you have 3 of those beautiful AC outlets. Now, 4 of those are your standard 3-prong American plugs that will do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. And pure sine wave power means no spikes, no dips, no roller coaster of power, so you don't have to worry about your electronics being plugged in. Can go to 6,000 if you want. It's going to be a little bit of a wave, but still should be fine with your electronics, so they did design it that way for you. The 4th one is going to be a NEMA style plug that still does the 3,000 watts but can do 6,000 if you need to, which is great. Now, that NEMA plug is only 120 volts though, so do know that. Now, with it still works with the app, fully accessible and app controlled on this one, which is great. 3,024 watt hours of power should allow you to run a 520 watt double door refrigerator for about 5 hours if you really needed to. Now, you guys could also do, let's say, 1,150 watt, 10,000 BTU window AC for about 3 hours, which is a decent time for a station like this. Another cool idea would be like your 60 watt flat screens. Most of your flat screens, that's going to be ranging from like your 32 inch to maybe 40 to 50 inch TVs. 35 hours of runtime on that. So let's say like the 65 inch to 75 inches, a little bit lower runtime, maybe 28 hours with one of those. It's just going to change the runtime with it. Now, you could do so much more with this. This actually would allow you to run, let's say, a MIG welder. So if you had a MIG or TIG welder, you guys could run that for about an hour or so off of this because it does allow for up to 5,800 watts to pull through. You guys could do a 60 watt water pump for about 32 hours. Chainsaws, skill saws, hand drills, angle grinders. You guys could do your table saws, of course, if you guys work in the shop or everything in between. About 70 drone batteries. They say about 101 cell phone charges, depending on the cell phone. That's going to be like more of your 4,000 milliamp iPhones. If you guys have the Samsungs, you're going to get probably a little bit less charges with that. Most of those Samsungs are about 43 to 4,500 milliamp battery power, so it takes a little bit more. This one will do, like I said, 1,150 watt window AC for 3 hours or a 900 watt electric grill. Electric grill is going to give you probably about 3 hours or less. Electric grill is going to be a little bit different because of the style of power it pulls. You guys can do a mini cooler. You guys could do car refrigerators. You guys, again, movie projector night. Do a whole movie out night. 21 hours of runtime with a 100 watt movie projector. Now, I'm going to tell you, you probably might get more than 21 hours of a movie projector depending on the movie projector. One of my movie projectors pulls about 98 watts, and my other movie projector actually pulls over 200 watts. So it will range on the type of movie projector you have. If you have like a big, large, short throw that does over 4K resolution, less runtime. If you have let's say a 1080p, longer runtime. Now, you can do even more. You guys can do a microwave. You can even do your house oven. So let's say Mom needs to finish cooking the turkey on Christmas morning or Thanksgiving morning because the power went out. You guys got 3 hours left of that turkey. Plug your refrigerator or that stove in, let it run for the last 3 hours. You could do that. It would be acceptable of running it that long without a problem. Now, I always give you guys the range of the refrigerator, but we never really talk about how refrigerators kind of work. Refrigerator will not constantly stay on or keep going. It will kick on and off as the temperature moves. So you may get a longer runtime depending on how that refrigerator is active or how many times you open up that door of that refrigerator. So that's just one of those things with it. Now, let's say you guys have a smart refrigerator. You ain't going to get as much runtime because it takes more to run that glass fridge or the glass screen and the computer inside and everything else. So, phenomenal product. Now, they can all be used as a UPS or EPS, uninterruptible power supply or emergency power supply. Most of these have about a 20 milliseconds of switchover, which is actually quite decent switchover with the pure sine wave. This device is over 3,000 kilowatts of power, so it actually unlocks the eligibility to claim or sign up for the Residential Clean Energy Credit Program, which gives you like a 30% tax credit. I will actually have, I believe Phil's still in chat, and I'll have him post that on both chats for everybody. So, Phil, if you would do that for me, it'd be much appreciated, buddy. So, phenomenal product, guys. Great price point. $21.99 for this with two of the 200-watt solar panels. It is a good piece of technology. If you're not looking for a larger system, let's kind of go here. If you're not looking for like the really large one, we can kind of show you guys a little bit smaller one. And this one's actually a good deal. Now, you're going to notice that this is actually one of the originals. It's the 500. Now, the 500 is a phenomenal product, but it is in a different housing shape and style. Nothing wrong with the shape and style. It's a perfectly well done system that is quite portable, and it's actually amazing. So we're going to bounce down to the table, and you guys are going to see it over there behind the little baby. And I'm talking about that one right there. Let's go into the 500. So that is the 500. The 500 is a really cool little piece. 518 watt hours of power in a 13-pound package. Now, I'm going to sit here and laugh because that 100 is actually showing a nice... It's throwing a shadow, just, kind of tossing me off right there. Well, let's just move the 100. This has got a single AC outlet that does 500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 1,000 if you really need to. So that means, yes, you guys can plug in that 520 watt double door refrigerator into this, but you're probably only going to get about an hour runtime. Or you guys can plug in a 1,000 watt window AC and maybe get a half an hour. See where I'm going with this, right? Now, on it, it's got 3 USB-A ports. Those USB-A ports are going to 5 volt, 2.4 amps. Now, that's your standard USB-A ports that most devices could still run off of without a problem. Now, I'm going to actually drop it down a little more. We're going to bring you guys in a little bit closer so you can see a little bit more. Now, you do have 3 DC plugs over there. First and foremost is going to be that 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug that you guys normally see on most of these stations that they have. You're also going to see 2 of the 6.5 millimeter, 1.4 millimeter DC plugs. Now, those are all output ports only. Above that is an 8 millimeter DC input port. That's what you guys are going to use for, let's say, your wall plug, your cigarette car lighter plug in a car, or your solar panel connections. So that's the plug you're going to use. And that is 100 watts max of input. So you guys are only going to be able to charge at 100 watts max. Now, 518 watt hours of power at 100 watts max of charge, that's about 5.5 hours of a charge rate on a wall plug. Now, that's not that bad of a charge time. It does take a little bit longer than some of the others that we were showing you, but it still does it well in a 13-pound package. At 13 pounds, it can be carried quite easily. Now, this one has a fixed handle. The handle doesn't fold up or hide inside it. It's a fixed handle. Hida, hello. Elsie, hello. Welcome. And hopefully I didn't butcher your name. If I did, I apologize. Itty bitty little writing. And I don't have my reading glasses on. RM, thank you for the follow. AC, thank you. Robert, thank you. Now, this device, with all of the plugs and all the capabilities, guys, you can run an electric blanket for about 4 hours. You guys can run a CPAP machine for about 9 hours. You could even do that flat screen TV for about 7 hours as well. Now, if you had a CPAP machine without a heated hose, you might get more than 9 hours without a problem off of this. Your smaller laptops, let's say your 40-watt laptop or little notebooks, up to about 30 hours of runtime. 9 hours with a mini cooler, 8 hours with an electric pump. Now, I'm talking about electric air compressor. So that's like if you guys go camping, you guys do inflatable rafts, or you guys do, let's say, air mattresses. You plug it in through that cigarette lighter plug or plug it into the AC outlet, you should get about 8 hours of draw off that. Now, that'll be the same for those of you that do airbrush painting, but it's going to be like a single piston style airbrush kit. If you have the dual piston, it may not run as long with this, so that just takes up more power. Now, very safe, very reliable with this. It's got, of course, the UL safety certification. So you have the drop protection and the flame retardant shell. The drop protection is about 35 to 36 inches. Flame retardant shell means just that. It's flame retardant. It's not fireproof, guys. Well, let's go there. None of this stuff is truly fireproof. Let's say my watch. It would probably burn in fire at some temperature. Now, if you wanted to, guys, cigarette car lighter charging on a road trip, 5.5 hours is going to be your charge rate, just like the wall plug. But if you had a 100-watt solar panel, 7.5 hours outside, you're good to go. It only allows for one 100-watt panel, so unfortunately you can't double it up and go more with that. Now, the cool thing is all of these stations can charge at the same time as being ran. So you guys can plug in and draw power while charging at the same time. The only downfall kind of with some of those is if you're not inputting more charge than you're taking out, you may run out at some point of usability with that. Now, $349, normally this is like a $500 price tag. It's 30% off. And remember, if you guys are buying multiple devices that add up to about $1,000, we have that 5% code. This one, small electric heater, I'm not going to recommend this one for electric heater. RM, I would tell you to go with, let's say, the 2000 V2 for an electric heater if you want. Or I would say go with something a lot larger. If you're looking for something that's going to run an electric heater for a good amount of time, it's going to take definitely a little bit more than that. I mean, yes, this could do an electric heater, depending on the wattage. And that's really where you're going to have to go with that RM. Because in general, no electric heater runs the same wattage. Some are around 800 watts. Others are over 1,000 watts of power. So that's kind of their range. And also will determine on if you have it at 60 watts or up at 80 watts of, like temp. So it is a wide variety. There is a math algorithm. I don't have it copied down. I can technically kind of get you the math algorithm. Or Justin, if you're in chat, Justin, can you post that? So 500, guys, great little piece. Now the one thing I forgot to show you guys is on the 500, it does have a flashlight. So there is a flashlight on the side for this one. So it does have that flashlight. If you guys need that flashlight, it is there. All of these have silicone pads on the bottom of them. The silicone pads are actually kind of cool. The silicone pads are meant for multiple pieces. First and foremost, it'll allow you to set it on surfaces you normally wouldn't set a product on. Second, it will also allow you to set it on and not worry about vibrations being chickened in. Thank you, Justin. So that would be kind of the math algorithm you would have to do with that. So that is, of course, a beautiful little product. If you're looking, check that one out. Now, we're going to go next to it. And you guys are going to see that we have the 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 V2 is a phenomenal product that's going to do very, very well for you. Now, there's actually a 31% clippable coupon on the 1000 V2 on Amazon. So, guys, 31% clippable coupon. You do the math on that. That price tag is going to drop that 1000 V2 down there for you. It's going to drop it down there really, really well. Now, 1,070 watt hours of power in a 29-pound package. At 29 pounds, it's actually very lightweight and portable. Now, the cool part is it's got 3 AC outlets on the front that'll do, of course, 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 3,000 if you truly need with that. Now, like the 2000 V2, the big brother, it's got two USB-C ports. One's a 100-watt port, one's a 30-watt port. Now, you also have the USB-A 18-watt port and the 12-volt 10-amp plug above it. Now, fully app controlled, because you guys, why not? Make sure you guys can turn on your plugs, turn off your plugs, all on app controlled. Also has that beautiful flashlight that does low light, highlight, and SOS pattern. The SOS pattern is just that. It's meant to warn people you are there or you need help. Like most of these, this is a LiFePO4 cell, so you're going to get about 4,000 charge cycles at 100% battery capacity. Now, after 4,000 charge cycles, it will drop down to about 70 to 80% battery capacity for the rest of its lifespan. You should get well over 10 years at 100% battery capacity, and then after that, you're going to have about 70 to 80. Hello, F. Welcome to the show. Now, with this, you guys have a 2-hour charge time on the wall plug, standard fast quick charging. If you need to, though, go into emergency supercharge mode on Charge Shield 2.0 in the app. You guys will have a 1-hour charge rate, fully charged, you're up and running. Use the emergency power charging sparingly. And I say that, as just me, not as Jackery. I'm saying it as me. The more you use that, it will actually bring you quicker to the 70 to 80% battery capacity recharge than the 100% battery charge. And that's because you're charging it at a rate that, it will just bounce it back and forth a little more. Another thing I will also mention, guys, like all these stations, yes, it can hold a charge for a year without a problem in the right settings, but I do recommend you guys charging them every 2.5 to 3 months. You want to tender and you want to make sure that the batteries are balanced at all times. So every 2.5 to 3 months, plug it in, let it retender, rebalance, and you guys are good to go. It's going to help let the lifespan of the system last longer. Now, with this, of course, you got that 2-hour charge rate, or if you had 2 of the 200-watt solar panels, 2.5 hours fully charged, you're good to go. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. When fully charged, you guys can run multiple devices without a problem on the 1000 V2. Rather be 14 laptop chargers, 20 drone batteries. You guys could do a standard Starlink for about 10 hours or the Starlink Mini for up to about 29 hours of runtime. Now, you can do 14 hours with the mini fridge, 1 week with a router or modem. That's going to be like your 14-watt rental Netgear. So let's say you guys have a Netgear router, or you guys have one of those Axis routers from the cable company. Those pull about 14 to 15 watts, so you guys will get about a week of runtime off of that on this. Now you guys can do hand drills, chainsaws, electric circular saws, ranging anywhere from 60 to 50 minutes with those. 45-watt house fan, 23 to 25 hours. That's a crazy good amount of runtime with the house fan. So much more. Heated blanket, about 12 hours. Electric little grill, about 50 minutes. Or if you're like Justin and you guys need a coffee in a hurry, about 94 minutes of runtime. It's going to be like your espresso machines. You guys can do 8 hours with the movie projector. Rice cooker, maybe 3 hours. So, cool little piece. Still, turn on the flashlight, turn on the app. The app will let you turn on and off these plugs through the connection. The app does work with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connectability, so do know it pops between both of those to run that. So let's say you guys are in your house setting, it'll run through the Wi-Fi. And that means, guys, if it's connected to your Wi-Fi, it's going to allow you to turn it on and off as you leave the house or if you're gone. If you're on Bluetooth, you do have to be in a certain range to run these devices. Now, cool piece, 31 or 34% off? I think it's 31% off. At 31%, guys, that's a crazy, crazy good price point. But I'm always going to gear you guys, get the kit. Get the station and the solar panel, because you're going to get it and that, of course, the 200-watt panel. Now, the price is about $1,300, but there is, I think, a 34% clippable coupon on Amazon today. So you guys can get 34% off of this product by clicking that coupon. That means you guys are saving yourself a good amount of money on a station and a solar panel, which is a phenomenal little piece. We will show you guys a video of that solar panel in a little bit. So if you guys are looking for that, we will definitely show it. Now we're going to go back into smaller handheld stations. So let's talk about 300. I do have the 300 here. This is the 300 Plus. Now the 300 Plus is a really cool little power station that can be fully charged in under an hour and a half. Now under an hour and a half you have 288 watt hours of power. Now $300 is normally the price tag. I believe there's a $30 clippable coupon, so it's going to drop it down to about $259 for you, which is a great price point. Now with this, you have one AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sound wave power, can peak at, of course, 600. This is an 8-pound package. 8 pounds, guys, it's very light and capable of being carried around. Has a handle that you guys can pull, of course, fold up and down. You have a flashlight. That flashlight does single light mode or SOS pattern. You also have 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. The USB-A port is a 15-watt port. The USB-C port is, of course, a 15-watt port as well. Then you have the 100-watt bi-directional. That means you guys can charge inwards and outwards at that usage of that USB-C port. 100 watts capability with that. If you use the USB-C port by itself, 3 hours is your charge time. 4.5 hours on a cigarette car lighter. 7.5 hours with, of course, a solar panel if you want to, and that's going to be like the Mini 40. And we'll show you guys that in a second because it does come paired with this if you wanted to. When fully charged, you should be able to do a house fan about 4.5 hours. Your Wi-Fi router about 12 to 13 hours. 5 drone batteries, 3 hours. 3 laptop charges. That's going to be like your 40-watt to 50-watt laptops. Maybe your 80-watt laptops ranging. Kishore, if I butchered your name, I cannot see it. Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm reading chat through this small thing, so reading your names is a little bit hard for me today, but welcome to the show, and thank you for popping in. I do appreciate that. Now, if you want to, 13 cell phone charges, you guys could do that with this. Still full app control, which is great. It's a phenomenal little product. You guys could even do a house fan for 4.5 hours, a heated blanket 4 hours. 60-watt flat screen TV, again, 4.25 hours, so good runtime. Now, by itself, like I said, $299. There's a $30 clippable coupon. But if you really wanted to, I will always tell you, match it with something like this. This is the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, this Mini 40 solar panel is fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather. It is very small and lightweight. This is an amazing little solar panel. Folds up. It's the size of a notebook, 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, a half-inch thick, but pops all the way open for you guys. So, cool little piece right here. If you guys need, right there's the 300 Plus or 300 Plus with Mini 40. I'm slightly behind. Gaming laptops or electronics. I'm going to gear you towards, let's say, the larger ones. So if you want a gaming laptop that might pull over 200 watts, I'm going to tell you go with like the 2000 Plus, the 1000 Plus kit, or like the 5000 Plus. If you are just wanting to run raw power gaming for longer periods of time with blackouts, you're going to need something larger. So most of those laptops pull a lot of power. It will depend on what you're actually pulling. Yeah, technically, I mean, if you got something, let's say, like that, that's over 5,000 watts of power. You can actually add batteries to that. So, yeah, definitely you could do that. Now, if you didn't want to run something like that, you could definitely do, say, like what's on the table back here. You have the 2000 Plus with batteries. You can add batteries on. Or you could do like the 1000 Plus that's on the top other side, that smaller one with batteries. And that can go up to 5 kilowatts of power too. So you do have variations in usages. But I will tell you, it's all going to depend on the power draw that your laptop is powering or pulling. Should these be charged every week? No. So if you're not using them, you can allow it to sit for at least 2.5 to 3 months. Then I suggest charging it. If you are not using it, technically, yeah, it could sit for a year and still have a charge. But that's not going to be good on the battery itself. You should always like tender them every 2.5 to 3 months if you're not using them. That's my recommendation. That's not Jackery telling you, it's me. It's just one of them things. Like, you want to keep your batteries tendered, balanced. I do the same thing with my car. I run lithium in my car, so. The cold to a certain temperature. So yes, you can definitely bring them down to sub temperatures. They recommend like outside in the garage. You could technically, but I'd keep them in at least 32 degrees. Now, yes, you can definitely run them in lower temperatures, but if it's in sub degree temperatures, just like your car battery, if you left it out in the garage, it will drain. It's just, yeah, it will drain. Yeah, no. No, I would not. I would make sure it's in at least a little bit warmer areas. Um, some of these actually have carrying bags that heat up or keep them warmer. There's a bag, I think, for like the 5,000 plus. The 2000 V2 has a bag that actually heats up. So like the 2000 V2, actually, they made a bag that heats up. So yeah, no problem. Definitely here to answer. Now, yes, I mean, yeah, you can leave them out in the cold, but it's just me giving you a general advice, not them. I would definitely kind of try to keep it a little bit warmer than that because, I mean, it's a battery. Now we're going to talk about the 300, guys. This is an original power supply. 293 watt hours of power in a 7-pound package. It's 7 pounds, guys. This is very lightweight. Definitely can be used to curl your arms if you guys want to do arm curls. I mean, it's got a fixed handle. No problem with that. Now, this device, of course, will take you about 3.5 hours to fully charge it. So, not a long charge time, but does well. There's a $30 clippable coupon on this product, so it's going to bring you down from the $259 to about $229, which is actually decent. You do have, of course, 2 USB-A ports and 1 USB-C port. The USB-C port is a 60 watt bi-directional. You also have the DC plug over here. Now, the DC plug's kind of cool because you guys are going to use a cigarette car lighter, wall plug, or solar panel through that. Now, if you don't want to do that, you guys also have the USB-C port. 3.5 hours for the DC plug, but if you guys run the USB-C port together, 2 hours is your charge time. Now, it has a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug over here that can actually be covered up and hid away. Or you guys can do, of course, the 2 AC outlets. Now, these 2 AC outlets, of course, are 300 watts of pure sound wave power, can peak at 500 for you. This device will allow you to run a Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours if you really wanted to. 15 DSLR batteries, maybe 6 to 7 drone batteries, like your Mavic Air 2s, which is a decent battery. You guys can do mini coolers, laptops, cell phones. You guys can do lighting, air mattresses. That TV back there, not a problem. Plug it in. It'll run it about 4.5 hours or so, which is a good runtime. It's the lightweight of this. At 7 pounds, this could be taken hiking, camping, guys. This is very lightweight. This would be a great bug out bag. Maybe you guys have a kid going off to college. Do you want to make sure they have power to their cell phones if power goes out? This is a cool one. Will do well. Smaller laptops, let's say like your 80 watt notebooks and stuff, could probably run off of these without a problem. And there's silicone pads that we were talking about on all these. So you have those as well. So those silicone pads are beautifully well done on this. Now, like always, all these stations do come with a warranty. So if you guys need a warranty, they come with a warranty for a few years, which is cool. They want to make sure that you are protected with these stations in case of, slight mishaps and stuff like that. So cool little piece. I like the 300 because of how portable. Pair it up with the Mini 40 again. Pair this up with the Mini 40, you have an 11-pound package. Pair it up with the 100-watt panel, and you guys have a little over 13 to 14 pounds, which would do well for you. I mean, you guys pair it up with this, and this is a great camping package. So this is a nice large 100-watt bi-directional solar panel. This is a phenomenal station that'll do well. Now, of course, you guys did see the 300 Plus, which is kind of the update to this, but, it's one of them things. So, just showing you. Now, we're going to go back into the more modular system. So, this is kind of what we were talking about, the 2000 Plus. So, we're going to bounce tables. We're going to move camera angles. We're going to go over to the 2000 Plus. Now, the 2000 Plus is a large system. That is that bad boy right there. Now, the price point on this is like $3,099, but there is a $200 clippable coupon, plus that 5% discount code that we have. This device weighs about 63 pounds. So at 63 pounds, yet again, they said, hey, let's make sure it's got wheels. You guys can roll it around. You guys can take it pretty much wherever you need to. They added those wheels. They added the handle, that aluminum handle that folds up. But they also have the two large orange handles that allow you to pick them up like I do on these tables every show. Now with this, you have, of course, those 4 AC outlets on the front that do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 6,000 if you guys need to. You have 2 USB-C ports that are going to do 100 watts charge rate, or 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts. 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. Full screen display and app control. Can be used as an EPS, as a 20 milliseconds of switchover, which is decent. 2 hours is your charge time for 2,042 watt hours of power. 25 hours in your RV, your motorhome, or your car driving across country. So let's say you're going from New England and you're heading over to Mount Rushmore, or you guys are heading to Nevada. By the time you get there, this should be charged. You should be good to go. And that's kind of cool with this. Now, if you had 6 of the 200-watt solar panels, this kit comes with 2 of them. If you had 6 of them, 2 hours would be your charge rate yet again. This device, because it is a larger one, will allow you to run multiple pieces, ranging from your 520-watt refrigerator for like 3 hours to your 200-watt desktop PCs for about 12 hours. Now, if you add batteries, that's going to double, triple, quadruple, and again, keep going with this because you can add batteries to the system. Technically, this could even run a welding machine, a 1500-watt welding machine for about a half hour if you needed to. Now, phenomenal product, great price point with this one. It is actually a very, very good price point of the piece by itself. But why not get it as a kit? Get the full 4,000 kit. Now, the full 4,000 kit is going to be the station, the battery above it, and 2 of those solar panels. Normally, that's like a $5,000 price tag. It's like 12% off already, so it's like $43.99. I believe there's a $500 clippable coupon as well, so it's going to take another $500 off. Plus our 5% code. That 5% code guide is going to give you a little bit more off of that price point, which is very, very cool. Now, Jackery was gracious enough to give you guys that code to use during these shows. Now, the moment you add that battery, you just doubled your battery capacity. So you now have 4,085 watt hours of power, which means you unlock that 30% tax credit eligibility. The cool part about this is, guys, because it is a full 4,000 kit, you have the battery, you have the linking cable, you get the station, and you get 2 solar panels. The battery does allow for 6 solar panels to connect up to it, just like the station. So you guys can actually have it fully charged in 2 hours, just like your station on solar panel, which is amazing. Now, you can add up to 5 batteries total. So this 2,000 plus station can have 5 batteries. The moment you add 5 batteries, you have 12 kilowatts of hour power. 12 kilowatts of hour power should be able to run your house for approximately 3 days, I would say. Now, they did allow you guys can actually run it in parallel with the second 2,000 plus. The moment you do that, you can have 10 batteries, and that gives you over 24 kilowatts of power. 24 kilowatts of power should be able to run most of your home without a problem for a good period of time. Now, like I said, 2,000 plus is a phenomenal product. So if you guys are looking for the 2,000 plus, definitely check that out. You guys can get the 2,000 plus by itself. I think the 2,000 plus by itself is, I want to say it's like $19.99, but there's like a $400 clippable coupon. So it's a great price point. If you guys need any of the 2,000 pluses, check them out. Now, we're going to talk about the baby. And I say that with a grain of salt, right? So let's talk about the 100. This is the 100 Plus. This is their smallest but very mighty. J. Alex, hello. This is a very small and mighty power station. 2.2 pounds, TSA approved. So TSA said, hey, let's allow this on an airplane. You guys can take it through a checkpoint. Don't worry about it. Means no more using public plugs or ports to charge your cell phones or other devices. Now, on this, 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps, has 2 USB-C ports that are bidirectional and a USB-A port that is, of course, single direction. USB-C ports, 100 watts both directions. USB-A, 18 watts, and like the rest, it has a display that will show you guys the battery percentage. It'll also show you guys the input and output of wattage. Does come with a USB-C cable. This is a 100-watt pass-through cable with this, which is kind of cool. I believe there's a $10 clippable coupon as well for this. Now, on a full charge, it's only going to take you less than 2 hours to fully charge this without a problem. Once fully charged, you guys can run, let's say, a Nintendo Switch for about 4.5 hours. Great runtime. Use a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor for about 3.5 hours. I did it through a show, which was very, very cool. 6 cell phone chargers with your iPhone 14s, maybe 5.25 with your Samsung S24s, and soon to be the 25 that drops in a couple days. This is a really cool little piece. At $129 is a phenomenal price point. $10 clippable coupon, and you have a great price point. I use this to charge my phones every so often through these shows. In that, the portability is where it's at. You guys can fit this in a backpack, a purse, put it in your Jinko jeans. You know who you are, your skaters. Those big old Jinko jeans, you guys can fit it in that pocket without a problem. Put it in your sweater pocket. It will fit there as well. This is a great little piece, nice and portable, great for traveling. Plug in your kid's tablet in the back of the car, and you don't have to have them fighting over, hey, my tablet died, I can't watch something, give me your phone. You don't have to worry about that with this. So that's a cool little piece right here. Now I'm going to set that down because we're still going. Now we're going to talk about 240 V2. This is version 2 of the 240. This is a cool little piece. 256 watt hours of power for $249. At $249, they said, hey, let's give them a $20 clippable coupon. Now it's $229. $229, you have a station that can be fully charged in 2 hours, or if you want, emergency charge mode, 1 hour charge rate. Now, 256 watt hours of power. It does have an AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sound wave power. Can peak at 600 if you truly need to. Has a USB-C port that does 100 watts bi-directional. Also has this beautiful USB-C port that does 15 watts. There's also a 15 watt USB-A and a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. Opposite side, that amazing little flashlight. That flashlight's going to do, of course, one, brightness or SOS pattern. It has a little handle to carry it around. Now, with that charge rate, guys, you guys can run a 10 watt Bluetooth speaker for 16 hours. 15 hours with the Wi-Fi router, 4 drone batteries, 3 laptop charges, 12 cell phone charges, and much, much more. Flat screen TV, about 4.25 hours. Same with your 45 watt house fan, guys, about 4.5 hours. Cool little piece, very portable, very acceptable at that price point. But again, add it with the Mini 40 solar panel and you got the perfect bug out bag or gift package. Now, this has got a $50 clippable coupon, so it's going to be about $299 final price for this kit. So if you guys are looking for something, 240 V2 or 240 V2 with Mini 40 solar panel is your package, and it's a great package. So check that out, guys. Won't last. Now, if you guys are noticing, I might be perspiring. It's really hot in my apartment all of a sudden. Now, we have the 600 Plus as well, guys. We'll bounce back to this. We're going to jump up here. We're going to talk about the table, and we're going to go up here. We're going to kind of push through the 600. Wow, huh? All right. This is the 600 Plus. Now, the 600 Plus is a really phenomenal product. Now, the price point on the 600 Plus is about $469. Now, $469 is a phenomenal price point of a station of this size. It is 16 pounds. 16 pounds is very lightweight with this. Now, 632 watt hours of power, fully charged in 2 hours, standard quick fast charging, or 1 hour emergency charge mode. You have 2 AC outlets on the front that do 800 watts, can peak at 1600 if you need. Just like the others, has 2 USB-C ports, 1 USB-A port, 12 volt 10 amp plug. Now, when fully charged, you should be able to run a mini fridge for about 6 hours. Laptop, about 7 charges. Now, it's going to be like your smaller laptops, right? 36 hours with a 10 watt Bluetooth speaker, maybe 27 camera batteries, 13 cell phone batteries. If you want to, you guys can do a 520 watt double door refrigerator for about an hour if you need. 8 hours with the TV. This is a phenomenal little piece. The 600 Plus, perfect little piece at 400 and something dollars. You can't go wrong with the 600 plus. So that's the 600 plus. Now we also have the 1000 plus and 1000 plus kit. Now we're going to talk about the 1000 plus because this is modular. Now with this, I'm going to apologize to Fernando because it looks like we're going to run a little bit over our time slot. The 1000 plus, guys, fully modular system. You guys can get the 1000 plus by itself, or you guys can get the 1000 plus with 2 solar panels if you need. Or you guys can get the full kit. Now the 1000 plus kit's going to come with the station and, of course, the battery. Now the station alone is 1264 watt hours of power. 1264 watt hours of power by itself. 3 AC outlets, 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports. The USB-C ports are 100 watts charging capability. The USB-A ports are, of course, 18 watts charging capability. Now, with it, you also have the flashlight and the cigarette lighter plug. You have 3 AC outlets that are going to do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4,000 if you truly need to. Now, like I said, you guys can get the 1000 plus by itself. I believe the price point of that is $9.99, but there's a $150 clippable coupon if you want it. Or you guys can get it with 2 of the 100 watt solar panels. I believe that's like $1,500 for the station and 2 of the solar panels. And I believe there's a $400 clippable coupon for that package deal as well. So the 1000 plus and 2 100 watt solar panels, $400 off. That brings it down to $1,099. Great price point. But I'll always tell you guys, get it with the battery. If you guys can get it as a kit, get it with the battery. It's $2,900 or $2,099. There's a $200 clippable coupon which drops that price point down. Because it's over 1,000, use that 5% code. Now you just went from 1,260 watt or 1,264 watt hours of power to 2,528 watt hours of power because you added a battery. Because you added the battery, you added and doubled your runtime of everything that you're running off of this. From your window ACs, to your gaming computers, to your TVs, to your Nintendos, your Sony PlayStations, your Xboxes, your vacuum cleaners, maybe your kitchen stove, your window AC. It can do all of that with this. Runtimes will vary. 2 hours is your charge time or under on a wall plug for the station alone. 4.5 hours if you have 4 of the 100 watt solar panels. 7 hours in a car. This is a very beautiful and modular station that really has a bunch of great price points. So if you guys are looking for the 1000 plus by itself, the 1000 plus with solar panels, or the 1000 plus with battery, they got you covered. One sec, guys. I want to make sure it's okay because we are jumping over our time slot. Now we're going to move into the larger station and we're going to talk about this. So this is the 5000. Now the 5000 is a phenomenal product. Now the 5000 is just, it's one of them things, guys, because it's $3,499 price tag. Now at $3,499, it is a phenomenal piece. Now this is going to do a lot more. This is geared towards running your whole home off the grid living and vice versa. All right, cool, Fernando. I just wanted to make sure with you. Now, this is where it's going to be kind of cool. It is a 132 pound package, though. At 132 pounds, it is actually quite heavy because that is a larger station. It has more batteries built in, has more technologies. This is a new product from them. Now, with this device, when I stand up, you guys can actually see the handle back here. This handle will allow me to tip it, and it's got wheels to allow me to roll it if I really want to. On the front, you have 4 AC outlets. Those 4 3-prong AC outlets actually do 7,200 watts of sine wave. 7,200 watts of sine wave. It's a crazy amount of power if you think about it. That's like what your home's running, all right? With it, you do have 2 USB-C ports, 100 watts, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts. Full digital display app control. You also have the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug on the front. That's a beautiful little plug that they always add with these stations. On the side, and that's where we're going to flip it. You're going to see the large orange handles, and yes, I can actually lift this, pick this up. I'm not doing it tonight. You have an AC expansion port. The AC expansion port that you guys see right there, and I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. That AC expansion port is meant for the STS, Smart Transfer Station. Now, that Smart Transfer Station means you guys can actually have the Smart Transfer Station wired by an electrician to your electrical box in your house. When you do that, you hook it up to this, and you guys can run your house circuits or your circuit breakers through this device and that Smart Transfer Station. Below that are two NEMA plugs, 14-30 and 14-50. Those NEMA plugs are 120 and 240 volt, dual voltage charging capable. That means you guys can run your washers and dryers, your central ACs, and other devices off of this. It can actually handle that with those plugs. Now you guys can see the air vents, the fans, and the batteries kind of through the venting with this. On the opposite side, and we're going to flip this over here. You guys are going to notice at the bottom you have, of course, the AC port. That's your wall plug. Below that is your DC port. The DC port's going to allow you to connect up other batteries. When we pop this open, you're going to be greeted with two DC plugs for your low power solar arrays. In the middle, you're going to be greeted with the high power solar array and the switch to switch between them. That switch does take a little bit to pop it over, so do be careful when doing that. Now, you heard that correctly. It has low power and high power. So, we're going to talk about charge times. The low power solar array, that's going to be like 1200 watts of solar panels. That's like your portable ones, your 500s, your 200s connected up. That's going to be about a 5-hour charge rate. If you have, let's say, plug it into the wall through the AC outlet, that's going to be about 3.5 hours of a charge rate, which is very, very decently well done. For 5,040 watt hours of power, it's a good charge rate. For those of you that want to do a high power charge rate, guys, through like, let's say the Smart Transfer Station, you guys can actually have this charged in under 2 hours through that wall plug off of your electrical power grid. Or if you have a high power solar array, let's say like your large 5,000, 4,000 kilowatt solar arrays on your roof of your house. Same charge rate. It allows for 4,000 of input at, I think it's like either 135 to 450 volts through that solar array, which means you guys can actually charge this in under 2 hours, which is phenomenal. Now, a really cool little thing with that is, guys, Jackery actually created a beautiful little solar panel that they are creating that you guys are going to see. They released in CES. And that's going to allow you to guys charge these off of this, which is phenomenal. And I like that. Now, with that, you guys can actually run multiple devices ranging from 2 days on your TV, like your 60-watt TV. 3 hours with your dryer. Your house dryers are very, very high-powered with this. 2 hours with the central AC. And that's kind of cool with this. It's a very, very beautiful little piece right there on that on hand. Now, you guys can get it, like I said, by itself, or you guys can actually get it with, of course, the 500-watt solar panel. So if you guys want to get the 5,000 with the 100-watt solar panel, guys, it's like $4,299. It's a great price point and a phenomenal little product. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, why not get, of course, the full 5,000 kit? And it's going to come with 2 solar panels. It's going to come with the beautiful little, STS. So the STS is an amazing little piece. The STS is, of course, that Smart Transfer Station. And it's going to do well for that. And then, of course, guys, you're going to get the 2 solar panels and, of course, the cabling. That means you guys have full control of this. So you guys have solar power that you guys can use with, of course, portable solar array. Or you guys can do the beautiful plug-in, and you guys can actually do it off the electrical grid. So you have the multiple connections. $5,999 is the full kit price. But don't forget that 5% discount code. It's a great, great discount code. Each of the solar panels are about $999, no more price tag. The STS is, I think, about $16.99. So at $16.99, guys, it is a great price point to have all of that included with this station. So if you guys add that up, it's a crazy deal you guys are getting for this. So, hey, Redneck, what's up? Hey, Elise. or Elsie. How is everybody doing? All right, we're moving into solar panel time, guys. We're going to pop over here. We're going to start off with the 100-watt bifacial. Now, this is, of course, the 100-watt bifacial solar panel. $299 price tag normally with this. Now, it's a cool little piece. It has this nice little handle that you guys can carry and hold around. It has these beautiful little clasps that's going to allow you to, of course, close it. Bifacial means it charges from both sides. This solar panel will do 25% efficiency in converting light to power, even in low light settings. So at low light settings, you're going to get about 25% efficiency. And of course, 100% settings, you're going to get 100% charge. But look how long this panel is. This is a nice large panel. Now, Phil says there's a $30 clippable coupon on this panel, which is great. Now, the black side is what you guys are going to face towards the sun, and you'll angle it at a 20-degree angle. When you're at a 20-degree angle, it's going to allow for a reflective light to charge on the blue side on the back, which is kind of cool. Now, it is nice and light, so you guys can definitely carry it around without a problem. Has these beautiful little kickstands, of course, as well with that. So if you guys need, the 100-watt bifacial might be a great option for you. Now, we kept talking about the 200-watt panel, so why not show you guys this? And I do have a video for this one, so we're going to pull up the video for that. We're going to do this, and let's play this. So this is the 200-watt panel. It's a $700 panel, but there's a $100 clippable coupon. Now, it's going to do 200 watts at 18 volts, IP68 water rating, so fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather without a problem. Now, it is compatible with the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2, all the way up to the 3000 Pro, and can technically be plugged into the 5000 Plus station as well. It is a large panel that weighs about 21 pounds. This panel does about 24% efficiency in converting light to power, even in low light settings. It has what's called a sunlight angle indicator. Now, the sunlight angle indicator means you guys can target the sun. One second. Means you guys can target the sun and get the perfect amount of light to charge at the perfect rate. You're going to notice that the way I have it set up, there's actually a little angle. It's not perfectly set. And we only got about 153 watts of charge, which is still a great amount of watts of charge out of a single panel off this. It should take you less than 10 to 15 seconds to fully fold it out and connect it up. Of course, being me, took about 30 seconds. That's just what happens. Now, this is actually a really, really phenomenal little product that will do well with you. Comes with a lot of kits like the 3000 Pro, the 2000 Plus. It comes with, I think, the 2000 V2. And I think like the 1000 V2 might actually have an option of that. Or it might be the 100s, but really cool piece. Yeah, green shoes not included. You're right. The green shoes are definitely not included. So that is, of course, that beautiful little piece right there, the 200. Now, we also have the Mini 40 solar panel, which we kind of showed you guys. This is a nice portable solar panel. $89. This is a phenomenal solar panel. Good night, Trevor. Thank you for hanging out with me, buddy. This solar panel is great, guys. 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, about a ½ inch thick at its thickest point. Pop it open, you're good to go. Once you're there, you guys have this portable solar panel that's only 2.5 pounds. At 2.5 pounds in that size and shape, you guys can put this in your backpack. It's the size of a 3-ring binder or a notebook. That's actually kind of cool. Now, with it, fully waterproof, water resistant, monocrystalline solar cells. Can be left out in the rain, snow. Don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt this panel. If you want to, fold it up, and of course, you're good to go. You guys can even use the eye rings and hang it off your backpack and leave it just like this and charge as you're walking. This is a cool little piece. Now, Fernando says there's a 30%. What did I miss? What? Yeah, 30% off of the Mini 40 solar panel now. Oh, wow. Yeah, 30% off, guys. $89.99. Normally $130. So that's actually a really great price point. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the thing. Hello, Karen. So this is actually a really cool piece. This is actually amazing. So this is actually beautiful. And it's a good little thing. If you guys are looking for something like that, definitely check it out. You can't go wrong with this. It's a phenomenal little piece. So if you guys, Mini 40, check it out. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. So now we're going to do the 100 watt bifacial. The 100 watt, guys, this is a crazy panel. If you guys are looking for a modular panel that is fully glassed and can be used with whatever you guys need, this will definitely be what you're looking for. So we're going to actually show you guys this. This can actually be mounted to your RV, your motorhome, or other pieces. Now, like I said, fully glass panel. So this is a glass panel. Now, this glass panel does need to be a little bit cautious with it, all right? Be a little careful. It's 35% off today. It's $194 with this. Now, bifacial means it can charge from 2 different directions without a problem. You guys got the front side that's going to actually charge from the sun. Back side will do reflective charging. Now, it does need to be set at a 20-degree angle. On the back side, you're going to have the metal housing that's got 12 individually pre-drilled holes, which is going to allow you to, of course, mount it how you want. And it does come with 4 Z brackets. Those Z brackets will allow you to mount it. It comes with all the screws and mounting brackets. They're all stainless steel, so you don't have to worry about them rusting or anything like that. Has a 10-foot cable. The 10-foot cable is actually an Anderson clip end. That means you guys can plug it in some of the older ones, but it also comes with the adapter. So you guys have the DC plug adapter, the 8020. Now, the cool thing about the Anderson clip is you guys can use the Y-splitter to Y-split it to extra 100 prime panels. So if you guys want to with the 100 prime panel, you guys could do this. Now, fully IP68 waterproof water rating, you guys can use it wherever you really need and have all of that cool fun. The 100 prime is an amazing little piece. So really beautiful right there. So amazing little option, guys, for you if you need something like that. Now, we have one more solar panel for you guys. This is going to be the 500. Now, the 500 is crazy cool. I love the 500. It's their largest panel that they just created. Made from 6 85-watt panels. And we're actually going to show you guys a little video of that one. So let me grab the video of that, too. Well, let's do this. Alright, so this is the 500-watt panel. Fully IP68 rating. Can be left out in the rain, the snow, no worries. It will work for you guys without a problem. Now, this is where it's going to cool. This is 98 inches long when connected all together. If you guys don't want it connected together, you guys can use the 85-watt panels separately. You guys can use the 85 panels separately. You don't have to have them connected. It comes with all the mounting hardware to connect it like an accordion. 98 inches long, but when folded up, guys, it's only 39 inches by 20 inches. When folded, it's only 3.5 to 4 inches thick. Comes with a carrying bag and carrying case. Comes with the 10-foot cable. The cable comes with all of the Anderson clip connections and the DC plug connection. It will, again, do 25% efficiency even in low light settings because it is bifacial. So with that bifacial connection, you guys can actually charge from both sides. So you don't have to worry about it. It will allow you to charge on both sides of it. That's why they make it look like an accordion. So it's going to look like this, and when you're connected up like this, it's got that 20-degree angle, so it charges automatically. So you don't have to angle it and worry about it. And that's the cool part. Now, $999 is the price point of that 500-watt panel. That 500-watt panel, phenomenal panel. I love that new panel. It's a really, really beautiful one. It does weigh a little bit, so, you know, just know that. And that's actually kind of cool. So, any other questions of any other products that we've showed you guys tonight? Harper, hello. AC, thank you for the follow. And all of the other beautiful little stuff. So, any questions before we go tonight? Let me check. I am going to share the discount one more time for everybody, so I want to make sure everybody has it. I will also have... Hey, thank you for the follow, Harper. I appreciate that. So that is that 5% discount code, guys, if you purchase anything over $1,000 tonight, and that could be multiple pieces or a single product. Get 5% off of that $1,000 or more purchase. Now, we also had those beautiful deals like the 2000 V2 and 2 solar panels for $15.99. We also had the E500 for $349. I think we had the 1000 V2 at a great price point as well, the 3000 Pro and 200-watt panels for like $21.99. So, bunch of great deals to be had, guys. We want to thank you, everybody, for being here. If you guys haven't, hit the follow button, hit that live notification button. We do a lot of shows over here. We have a bunch of fun with that. But with that, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the next show. Phil, have a good one, buddy. Everybody else, Harper, Fernando, thank you. Everybody, I appreciate it. We will be back with more shows. You guys will see those, of course, when we post them. Have a good one, everybody.